Hi everybody, my name is Angela and I'm a Community Outreach Officer with UCAN. During this lockdown period and during this Dishes of Change block, I am going to be coming to you before every session to give you a few tips on how to stay mentally and physically well and healthy during this period and avoid the lockdown fever or lockdown blues, or know how to manage or deal with it. It's been hard to be stuck indoors for over 8 months, and there was a bit of opportunity to go out, but there was still so much anxiety surrounding catching COVID and getting sick. So there's been so many mental health issues that have come up during this time, and a lot of emotional disturbance as well. And I'm just here to remind you that you are not alone, and what you are feeling or what you're going through is not strange, and that there is help available. And this is why I'm here to give you a few tips on how to deal with the lockdown fever or cabin fever and the lockdown blues. What is cabin fever? Cabin fever describes the psychological symptoms that a person may experience when they are confined to their home for an extended period of time. And as I said before, we've been home for a really long time, and these may not be new things to you. You may have heard this over and over again, but it's always good to remind ourselves that there are facilities available to give us the help that we need, such as this Dishes of Change program that is going to help us to take our minds off the trouble of staying at home and the boredom and irritability that comes with lockdown blues. So here are a few symptoms of lockdown blues or cabin fever. Restlessness, impatience, loneliness, irritability, anxiety, a lack of motivation to do anything, hopelessness, and depression. We really do not see an end to this, but it's still important to keep hopes up and see a light at the end of the tunnel. And talking about light, here are a few things that you can do to keep yourself mentally and physically healthy, to keep your mind in a good place, and to make sure you're taking care of yourself during this period. Lighting. We may underestimate the use of light, but during this period when it's getting darker a lot early, it's okay to turn on all the lights in your house, turn on all the extra lamps, turn on all the smaller lights around your house, and basically get a bit of illumination, because the lights lift up your mood. It's quite different from earlier on when we were in lockdown during spring and summer, but it's getting darker now, and it's hard to stay excited when it's dark by 4:30 and then you do not know where to go. You don't know how to step out of the house or what to deal with. The next thing to do is also to limit your news intake. It's important to stay updated, but sometimes the news can really continue to make us more anxious and more hopeless when we feel like there's no end to COVID, or there's no end to this lockdown thing. But limit your news intake, limit your social media access, and just keep your mind in a good place and a good space. Again, take time for yourself. It's really important to have that alone time. If it requires you having to go out and take a walk, it requires you to do a bit of meditation and be alone in a safe space, in your safe corner, to just reflect and think about your thoughts. It's very important to do that as well. Stay connected. It's really hard during this period, having been online for so many days. I'm sure you've seen so many of these online seminars already, but it's still really important to stay connected to your loved ones, to those who care about you, to those who you can share your thoughts and your feelings with, and basically stay connected. Make all the video calls that you can, especially during this season. It's a good time to stay connected to our family and friends and know that we have a good support system and a sense of community. One last thing also will be to identify your coping mechanisms. I believe that every single one of us has a bank. It's sort of like having a bank of skills and resiliences and coping strategies that we can deal with, that we can pick out of when we are feeling low or feeling down or feeling anxious or scared or depressed or alone during this period. So think to yourself, what are your coping mechanisms? In times past when things have not gone well for you, what kinds of strengths have you tapped into? And what kinds of abilities or things have you been able to do during this period? Is it yoga? Is it exercise? Is it taking a walk? Will it be reading a book? Will it be just taking time to reflect? Will it be taking time to meditate? Will it be drawing, writing, music? Whatever your coping mechanism is, put that in place and make use of it. Hopefully, I'm going to come to you with more tips on how to stay mentally well and healthy, physically healthy as well during this lockdown period. My name is Angela again, and have a good day.